Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
Ultimate Fighter.
If I told you what weight it's gonna be, 185.
You wanna do 185? I'll do 185.
You'll do what you're told. I'm gonna pin you. This is my game. This is my game forever.
I tell you what, man. Conor McGregor, fuck, that dude's hilarious. He'll play the friendly game and all of a sudden, boom, hit you with the switcheroo. You'll do what you're told. Pull out the other clip. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
The notorious Conor McGregor, for the greatest comeback of all time, will take place in Las Vegas for International Fight Week on June the 29th. Come a little closer. And the opponent, Michael Chandler. And the weight, Mr. Chandler, 185 pounds.
Well, I think Conor called it. Conor called it. Says you do what you're told. You know, you do what you're told. He told Michael Chandler, you don't have any say. You do what you're told. I mean, this Conor McGregor told this dude back maybe we're talking about maybe getting close to about a year ago. He says you're gonna do what you're told, man. You know, in other words, Conor McGregor, since the beginning, he said, we're going to be fighting at 185 pounds. And I had actually mentioned, if you guys recall, my last post that I just did, I says, hey, Conor has the ability to go 55, 70, and guess what, guys? Even 85. And that's exactly what he just pulled. I mean, Conor McGregor, will he win? I'm not sure. But the simple fact that Conor has fought at 45, 55, 70, and now 85, I mean, those are 4 different weight classes. You know, does he just want to, maybe Conor just wants to be the first person to say, hey, I fought in 4 different weight classes in the UFC, which is absolutely crazy, which is absolutely nuts. I think about it, could I go 25, 35, 45, and then maybe 55? I could definitely do 45, 55. You're going to have to give me a guy that has no wrestling skills. But anyways, to get back to Conor McGregor, I told you guys, there's one thing that Conor does do, is he does keep his word whenever it is that he is going to fight that certain opponent. So it is Michael Chandler. What is it, June 29th? Is that the date? It's the first time that they're having International Fight Week in June. I personally think that's pretty awesome. I mean, whatever that may be. So it looks like UFC 300, you can scratch that. It looks like, Conor McGregor is going to be headlining UFC International Fight Week, which is going to be crazy. But the question is he's doing at 185 pounds. And a lot of that stuff actually makes sense because Conor has gotten big. And for that weight class, Conor is short. But guess what? So is Michael Chandler. They're both 2 short, stocky dudes that are going to be fighting at 185 pounds. I mean, Michael Chandler did a really good job of just waiting. Because you know why? Conor McGregor's a cash cow. I mean, I would wait almost 2 years to fight Conor. And when you fight Conor, you're guaranteed pay-per-view points, which I don't know if the UFC's going to give it to him, but they might. That's a whole lot of money. Those are a whole lot of M's that are coming your way, Michael Chandler, because you decided to wait. Now, will Conor McGregor, how good will he feel? Will that power be able to translate at 185 pounds? I mean, from 45 to 185, that's 40 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. But I do feel that Conor McGregor can do whatever the fuck he wants because he's the cash cow. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are not interested in watching fight. A lot of, the elite fighters are just not interested in watching Conor fight. But I will say this. Everybody will watch Conor McGregor fight. He loses this one. He loses the next one. He loses the following one. I mean, Conor McGregor hasn't won a fight since Caitlyn Jenner. Since Caitlyn Jenner could sit, was standing actually peeing. I mean, Conor McGregor hasn't really won a fight since he beat Donald Cerrone. So many different ways to cut this angle, but I guess now we know. Now we know that Conor McGregor is going to be fighting in June, International Fight Week, against Michael Chandler. I mean, call it what you want to call it, but one thing you will call it is everybody else is going to watch it. Everybody's eyes are going to be on it. I mean, I don't know if I have anything else to say. What you got for me, Joe?
I think you touched on it a bit, but do you think this weight class is an advantage for Conor or for Michael Chandler?
I think it might be an advantage for Conor a little bit, just because he's already had that weight stacked up. You know, but Michael Chandler is a wrestler. People, they're just going to be fighting at their original weight classes, which is good. You know, Conor doesn't have to cut. Maybe he could just really focus in on power. Maybe he can get up to maybe about 200. Cut the last 15 and cut the last maybe 12 to maybe cut the last 10 pounds of water from Conor, and then feel good for at 185 pounds. I mean, take your chances with that infamous right hand that he likes to do. But I think this is a long time coming. I think Michael Chandler will easily. I think both of these guys could easily get to maybe to about 210 and maybe cut down to 85. But would that be strategic? I'm sure Michael Chandler's kind of salivating at the fact that he doesn't have to cut down to 155 pounds, because he does cut a lot of weight. Wrestlers, we do cut a lot of weight. We really hit that milestone where it's that thin line of whether you can make it or not. And that's how kind of somewhat of a wrestler actually thinks. You know, I was a 35er that had the balls enough to make 125 pounds. But golly, I mean, that stung. You know, and this is why I started having more success at 35 I started stopping people at 135 pounds because I just felt better. And I think that might be the case. I mean, the time that Conor has taken off from combat sports, and the fact that he may just have a round in him to maybe potentially get Michael Chandler out. But I think that one round, I do believe that Conor McGregor, those are his best chances within those 2 minutes. But knowing Michael Chandler might go in for a double leg, or he may try to throw some hands with Conor McGregor, because there's one thing that Michael Chandler does do. He is a crowd pleaser, and he does like to appease everybody. You know, can Conor McGregor really get into his head? Could he do what he did to Cowboy Cerrone? Could he do what he did to Jose Aldo? I mean, does Conor McGregor still have that stigma? Those are other questions that I have. That if he can get into Michael Chandler's head, especially knowing that he's a crowd pleaser. If you go back and you watch Michael Chandler's fight with Patricio Pitbull caught him with that beautiful right hand, because at times Michael Chandler will blitz. He will go for broke, and then eventually he'll end up getting caught. Just like he got caught by Patricio Pitbull. I don't know, man. I'm kind of going for Conor. I kind of like the fact that Conor could, especially if he fights at 185, maybe he could potentially be the first person to make that jump. And, you know, he probably won't win at it. He probably won't be the first 3 division champ, but he could definitely be the first 3 title, the first person to fight for 3 belts. So I think that's probably where Conor's head is actually going. Maybe he wants to dispute. Maybe he wants to get the winner of Duplessis and Sean Strickland. You know, the sky's the limit for the cash cow.